All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So we're talking Green Bay, folks. I don't think people understand how silly it's about to get. The Green Bay Packers, first off, free agency thus far. Huge first day, right? You pick up Josh Jacobs, you replace him with Aaron Jones. I get it, the Aaron Jones loss was big, but you're getting younger. You're getting more versatile with Josh Jacobs. We're thinking bigger picture, right? Let's zoom out and let's think bigger picture. Josh Jacobs, 2-year removed from being the league's best running back. He can also catch the football. I'm certainly going to miss Aaron Jones, but business is business, right? They get Greg Joseph at the kicker spot and they get Xavier McKinney at the safety position. So those are like the three big headliners for the Green Bay Packers. We are exactly 1 week away from the start of the NFL draft, folks. Green Bay's got their round one pick at 25. You have 2 second rounders. You have 2 third rounders. You've got your 4th round pick, 5th round pick, 2 6 rounders, 2 7 rounders. If it's anything like we saw with Goot, the GM, last season in the drafts, it's about to get, it really is about to get silly. It really is. I get it. We lost David Bakhtiari. We lost Devondre Campbell, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Owens, John Runyon, Darnell Savage. We still need an offensive tackle. We need a guard. We need a cornerback. We have over $20 million in cap space, all of that draft capital, and they've already had a really good free agency. I think they're, it's not as if like we're getting out of the Aaron Rodgers era, because we've kind of been out of that for like a couple of years now, even though he was still on the roster. Jordan Love's going to be an MVP candidate this upcoming season. And if Jordan Love plays the way he did in the second half last year, folks, you better watch out. You really better watch out. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Green Bay Packers in today's video. I got a tea time very soon, so we'll make this quick. Once again, we're a week from the draft, and as I'm a biased Green Bay Packers fan, so hit that like button, hit that sub button, especially if you're a Packers fan. We post a ton of Packers videos on this channel. If you're trying to get this video to 500 likes in the dead of the offseason, it would mean the absolute world to me. It's about to get crazy. It really is, folks. You take a look at this roster on paper, and I'm licking my chops here. The Green Bay Packers last season started out 3-6. We were wondering about Jordan Love. We were wondering about the future of the Green Bay Packers. They win on Thanksgiving against the Detroit Lions, one of the best teams in the NFC. They followed it up a week later on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions who ended up going to the Super Bowl and winning it once again. They take them down. Like, there's something special in the air and the aura of this young Green Bay Packers team. Keep in mind, Green Bay had the league's youngest roster last season. Their offensive average age was the youngest ever to make the playoffs since 1970. 1970. And one thing I've learned from my 24 years of being a Green Bay Packers fan is, and I was so shocked at the historical number. We put out like $100+ million on day one of free agency. Green Bay never does that. We never sign these crazy big-time free agent names, and we got 2 of them. Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney. Folks, those 2 players in and of themselves are going to change everything for Green Bay. But once again, like the youngest roster in the league. You didn't need to spend a bunch of money in free agency. Obviously, Jordan Love's hopefully got an extension coming his way relatively soon. But people are so lukewarm on Xavier McKinney. I don't understand it. The dude's a ball hawk. The dude makes plays. He gets interceptions. It's something Green Bay's needed in the secondary. Once again, I get it, man. We still need some safety help. We could use some cornerback help. But I'm reading a lot of these, articles from the Green Bay Packers offseason thus far, and everybody's just kind of, they're like lukewarm on it. And I really just don't understand it. I love Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones was huge in the final 6 weeks of the season, including the 2 playoff games. You just went to Dallas and routed them. And I get it, it's the Dallas Cowboys, they always choke, blah, blah, blah. But Green Bay was 3-6, man. I remember covering a similar Detroit Lions team over a year ago when they were 3-6, and they went 9-8 to finish the season, and they took us down in the final week of the regular season. This Green Bay Packers team is built for long-term success, and it all is going to come down to me defensively, because offensively, folks, one of these wide receivers is going to truly break out. My money's on Romeo Dobbs. Christian Watson, if he stays healthy, is a star wide receiver, but it's a big if. Jaden Reed had a phenomenal rookie season. Dontavian Wicks had a phenomenal rookie season. Luke Musgrave, even though he got injured, had a phenomenal rookie season. Tucker Kraft really stepped up in his rookie season when Luke Musgrave got injured. They were that freaking young. And even offensive line wise, I get it. We need more depth. We need a little bit more help. But even the starters, they're consistent. They're protecting Jordan Love. And if there's one thing we know about the Green Bay Packers, they draft so well and they draft offensive linemen so well. And even these guys like D-back and, all of the OGs from the Super Bowl era, they don't even draft them in the first round. Like they find these guys on day 2, the final day of the draft. Like the GMs for the Green Bay Packers have always done a phenomenal job of drafting. And, even through free agency, I don't remember how long we're into it, a little bit over a month is my guess. Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, 2 huge offseason signings. So I was reading this quote. So while it's been a quiet offseason in Green Bay thus far, that's completely by design. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, it's by design, but it has not been a quiet offseason. This has been like a historical day one money spending spree. Goot realizes you've got your guy. You have your guy in Jordan Love right here, right now. And Joe Barry gets fired. And that's huge to Green Bay Packers fans watching this video right now, I'm sure. Devondre Campbell, one of our losses at the linebacker position, literally had to have private meetings with Matt LaFleur to chalk up game plans to be more aggressive. And so you went out there, and I get it, Jeff Hafley doesn't have much NFL defensive coordinator experience, but he's been all across the NFL. He was the head coach of Boston College. And I'm looking at this roster, folks. Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Preston Smith, Quay Walker, Isaiah McDuffie, Eric Stokes, if he's healthy, is going to be a dog. Xavier McKinney, the new addition, Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon. The defense is loaded. And in my opinion, the last couple of years, it's always been this big, dude, on paper, the Green Bay Packers for several seasons now have had a top 10 roster defensively on paper. And for some weird reason, and it's not that weird of a reason, I guess it was kind of Joe Barry, they've never really lived up to form. And that's about to change with Jeff Hafley. And I'm so curious, 1 week away for what the Green Bay Packers decide to do in the draft with all these draft picks. You've got your first round, you've got 2 second rounds, you've got 2 third rounds. I'm expecting some trades. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade up in round 1 to select a blue chip type of, defensive back, whether it's a cornerback, whether it's a safety to pair up with new addition Xavier McKinney. It's the Green Bay Packers are looking really good right now, folks. And I am biased, but let me know what you guys are thinking. Give me a grade rating for the Green Bay Packers offseason thus far. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you.